Hey guys, I'm Alexander Jasper-Jay, and today I am 4 months on T. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my changes and then answer some questions I asked you guys to ask me last month because I wasn't sure I was going to have a bunch of changes. And I didn't really have many new changes, it's just the same stuff progressing further, except for one huge thing, which is that I no longer have to deal with Shark Week. The sharks no longer swim in these waters, motherfuckers. Hairline's still slowly changing, mostly on this side, not so much on this side. Hair's growing quicker, which makes it more difficult to manage. Eyebrows are still slowly getting thicker. Skin's super spotty, super oily, kind of disgusting really. Neck is thickening out. Adam's apple's becoming a little bit more prominent, which is amazing. People actually notice it now when I talk. Voice has gotten deeper than it was even last month, even last week. My shoulders are a little bit more broad. This is a medium-sized tank top, and I normally wear smalls or extra smalls. That probably means I have to get a different binder soon, which I'm not looking forward to at all. Arm hair is getting a little bit more dark. It's still really not very visible. Getting still more veiny. I'm veiny on my feet now as well. I'm getting a little bit more belly hair, but it's still not really that great or that much. So I'm waiting for that to grow in a bit more. Just waiting. So much waiting. Everything's waiting. My fat is redistributing. So that actually happened like really quick that it started. Like I noticed around 2 months that it was already starting to redistribute, and I wasn't sure until actually 3.5 months where I was like, wow, my stomach looks different. So here's just 2 quick comparison pictures for that. So the first one was pre-T and the second was 3.5 months. I'm gonna wait for 4.5 months to make another update picture because right now there's not much different because it's only been 2 weeks. It feels like my face is getting a little bit more chunky than it was. I feel like it's going back to how it was at 1 month, which I'm not happy about because that might just mean that I'm gaining weight, and I don't want to be gaining weight. I want to be gaining muscle, which I guess is weight, but I don't want fat weight, I want muscle weight. So yeah. By the way, I'm getting a little bit of muscle, just a slight amount. There's not a huge difference there really. It's just basically because of work. I work as a stock boy, so I'm constantly lifting stuff. My legs are kind of like a forest, and they've always been kind of like a forest, but now the forest is like growing and spreading and sharing the joy with my upper thighs. So that's kind of cool. Now on to your questions. What does your family say about your changes? My family actually doesn't really acknowledge my transition in like any way at all, unless they have something negative to say about it, so nothing at all. They don't say anything about my changes. How old were you when you realized you were a boy? I was 4 when I realized I wanted to be, and 17 when I realized I had to be or I'd die. Are you happy with the extent of your changes so far? Are you where you expected to be at 4 months? I am happy with the extent of my changes. I do kind of want more facial hair, but like, that's just a thing. And I didn't really expect to be anywhere at 4 months. I kind of withheld expectations because I knew that everybody's transition was different, but I am happy that mine seems to be going fairly quickly. How long were you in therapy before getting the okay to be prescribed T, and is there anything you have to pay for out of pocket? I was in therapy for a year before getting the okay, and since my therapy was actually counseling and it was held through a community health center, I didn't have to pay anything for it. And I don't have to pay for anything transition related yet, except for my needles, though I will have to pay out of pocket for surgeries unless I apply for CAMH, and CAMH isn't the best. They think if you have any other mental health issues that you shouldn't be getting surgery. So since I have a diagnosis of BPD and depression, it's going to be way difficult for me to actually get covered through CAMH. So I might have to just pay private. Any height changes. I gained a ½ inch my first month on T, and I haven't measured myself since, and I don't really want to measure myself until I hit a year on T, because then there'd be like a more significant height change, and I could say one way or another if it's actually the T doing it or if it's not. Anyway, peace out, Scout people. I shall see you soon.